Okay, there's this meme going around online where there are two guys in a car dealership, and the car dealer says to the buyer, "How do you think we keep the cars here so shiny?" And he says, "Polish." So he thinks that the customer is Polish, so that the car dealer just says, "Sorry sir, jak this, I can't remember it, but it's this online memes have been going on, like literally the guy's in a car dealership and he says cargo space, and the dealer's like, "Car can't do that, cargo road." You should check it out. Anyway, it's Sunday the 29th of January right now. Tonight's a big concert in Warsaw, my 7th Dream Theater gig. It's not till 6 o'clock, but I'm gonna go have a look around town again because there's some other sites of Warsaw that I haven't seen yet. So let's go. And I'm crossing on a red, so churches galore here in Poland. And you know what else is much of a galore here and also in Poland? So many Western tacky restaurants. KFC, it's like when I was in Africa last year, every country had its own KFC. It's crazy. Even the king of Eswatini bought me some KFC for the Leaf Festival. And that is a memorable experience. Now down this way there is a big statue as a monument to the ghetto uprising in Warsaw. I believe happened in 1944. I'm just closing in now on the ghetto uprising memorial. Here, I believe these must be sections of the ghetto or parts of town. This thing here, 19, like, door 15th May 1943. And that's also in Hebrew. So 1940 to 1943, the Warsaw ghetto. So after the failed get uprising, I believe everybody else got transferred to other extermination camps within Poland and Germany. Because on Friday it was National Holocaust Memorial Day, so that's why when I turn around there's going to be so many display of flowers and candles. So another day, this is 1943, and here it is. Now to those people who don't know much about the Jewish faith, this represents a menorah. Now when it's Hanukkah, you put 8 candles, actually plus 1, so you use a big candle to light the other ones during the 8 nights of Hanukkah. And this says in Polish, I'm going to say it wrong, like Narod Sirocki Sim Bojunki Milakuni. It's very beautiful. Like you have like that man with a gun, and that man with like a grenade, you know, with a knife. A bare-breasted woman holding her child, and then we got like 2 lions propping up the menorah. And then behind the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising Monument is another work of art. Right here. That's the ghetto residents. Seems like they're moving on their way when they're forced to go to the concentration camps. And that man is holding his daughter. See over there. You know, women, children, and men. Now I've just visited the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising Monument. Now I'm on my way to go to the Warsaw Uprising Monument. Now, to go to the Warsaw National Uprising Monument, I get to go past a nice park, and it's got some really interesting things. Like here, look, monuments of the fallen and murdered in the East, because literally when Poland was divided in World War II, many of them were deported to Siberia. So that I have to go see that soon. It's 500 meters away. And then there's like Monument of the Warsaw Uprising, 600 meters away. National Library. Yes. So I'm going to go to that now. This is the memorial to those Poles who perished in the East. See, when Poland was divided between the Third Reich and the Soviet Union, those in the Soviet Union occupied part of Poland, they were taken to Siberia, and they were kept there for many years. And then all of a sudden in 1942, the British and the Soviet Union, they struck a deal that all the Polish people who were taken to Siberia should be freed. And so many of them went to Iran, and then from Iran they all went to other parts of the Western world. Some went to countries in British Africa, like South Africa, or then like Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Some went to Australia, New Zealand. Others, like, see, what had happened was, like, the children of those men and women who were fighting for the British, some of them were taken to New Zealand as orphans, and they never were able to come back to Poland. And then those who did their service for the Polish army, many of them refused to come back because of what happened after World War II, when Poland became a communist state and under the Iron Curtain. So these crosses symbolize those men, women, and children who died in Siberia. Who died, and then there's a couple of years they spent in Siberia having to work in those camps. This memory of this man who, I believe, he would have been like a teenager when he was taken to the camps, and then he's like survived it. My left hand side, that is the Warsaw Uprising Memorial Building. Flags flying up the top. And then this building right here, that's a couple centuries old. It's like a palace, famous palace. And it's kind of funny, it's got, I don't want to call them unicorns, just call them flying horses, what do you call it. And another thing you'll never stop seeing are these scooters. Seriously, like I see all this in Paris all the time. These are just quite annoying. They're like hazards. Seriously, you should be riding one of these with a helmet. You should fall off. Yeah. And we've got some churches over there. Oh yeah, the Vatican flag flying, that represents that it's Catholic. Excuse me. God, I wish I learned how to read Roman numerals. Yes, just crossing the street now. On the way to the Warsaw Uprising Monument. Yes. And here it is. Wow. What a great job they did building this. But the Polish underground symbol, scales. It's snowing right now, could you believe? It's not raining. Or maybe it's a combination of rain and snow. And so look, this guy here, he's got his grenade in his belt, his rifle. This was actually installed in 1989, the year communism fell. By any means, it's church service right now. Excuse me. Oh look, this man like represents like a priest. Yeah, so a priest praying for some soldiers. And got a man right here, in the bunker. And mother and child, and the father. So I'm gonna enter like Ster, Zaro. Let's see, where did I come from? That's the Polish uprising 1944 monument. So I should actually stay there, like Okidoki. There's so many different Okidoki hostels over town. And this is like this old town. There's a castle here somewhere. So I'm gonna go inside. That. See, I was thinking of going into a milk bar back there, but the prices there were ridiculous because whenever you go in the world, if you go to the really touristy parts, they tend to like mark up the price of food quite high. So whatever you do, just don't buy foods from like really touristy locations. Like one time in Sarajevo, no wait, sorry, Mostar, Bosnia, I had Sisjavapi and some dessert quite cheaply, but then when I had it at the Old Town Bridge, it was just quite expensive and all. And then I bought a latte for 9 zloty yesterday, and then today at one of those like convenience stores I got a latte for like half the price. It just depends on what you want, I guess. But anyway, just back to the sights of the old town of Warsaw. Oh look, for like £2 you can get potato chips. It's okay price. £3, hot dog and Coca-Cola. Thanks.
Postawić na jednej szali całą swoją karierę królewską, żeby tylko być z nią. I jak się zresztą udało, ożenił się z Barbarą, potem została koronowana, mimo że cała Polska protestowała, koronowana również, a potem niestety Barbara zakoronowała
Very touristy part. Tacky souvenir shops. Oh, there's a guy over there singing and playing one of those musical boxes. Yeah. UNESCO. Lovely. Shows a bit of history there. That's what happened in World War II. That's 1948 when they're rebuilding it. So it was deliberately annihilated during the German occupation. Wow. Oh my god, it's like, just look at that. 1945. Yeah. I saw this photograph online, which, get this, it was a map of Poland, and it basically says, where are all the churches in Poland? And basically, there was just so many of those like pinpointed dots that represent a church within the Republic of Poland. And I was like, wow. But yeah, a lot of my Polish friends aren't that much religious and all. Yeah, just like depends. I was thinking of taking a trip to the only mosque in Warsaw, but it's a bit out of town. So I thought I'll just give it a miss this time. But as I always said, I feel like I haven't seen the sights of a city until I've seen its mosques, synagogue, and cathedrals. Oh yeah. Church. Onion Dome. Churches just like in Central Europe. Alright, downtown Warsaw, in the old city. Tall monuments. Remember one of the kings, I guess. Oh, I think that's the arena. I'm gonna see Dream Theater tonight. Not too sure. Downtuna, as they say downtown in Polish. McDonald's, boy, I can't stand all those Western brands. No offense. Now I'm walking down the royal route towards the presidential palace of Poland, where the president lives, and I'm just like noticing just so much tacky, overpriced stuff located, and even just, you know, foreign things. I mean, look, there's bubble tea right behind me. There's so many exchange shops. There's a guy back there with things. Thanks, man. Yeah. Food. Oh, I'm looking good. There's an Irish pub. Seriously, like, I am of Irish descent, but you can't get me into an Irish pub anywhere in the world unless it's either Ireland or Britain. No offense, but like, I just understand, like, why would somebody who doesn't live in Europe come to Europe and eat food that isn't really European? It's just weird. I mean, if I want Korean food, I'm not going to go to a Korean restaurant in London. No, I'm going to go to Korea itself. But that's just my viewpoints on life itself. Quite nice, interesting buildings over there. After all, we are on the Royal Mile. dun.
Ti dico, dipende un po'.
The monument there to this person, Miku Wikzoe Rodriguez, died in the 19th century. Seems to me like he was a musician, like with all those harps there. One of the famous Polish musicians was Chopin, and I've been to his grave in Paris. This is a memorial to the president and his wife who died in that plane crash back in 2010, when the plane was like traveling from Poland to Russia and she crashed. And this was around the time when that volcano erupted over Iceland and all the flight paths over Europe were closed for many weeks. It's horrible. And then also, that's where the President of Poland lives, behind the building, and this is a statue of Kazaya Joseph Pentuowski. Seems like he died quite young too. I guess like in his 40s or 50s when he passed on. A heroic person. So we have Joseph Kurtzky, like a field marshal in the Polish army, died in 1935, responsible for making Poland free again, I believe, because like Poland didn't exist for like 100 years. Now the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier should be around here somewhere. This is the main service happening. I don't know why it's on, but yeah. Oh, looks like the Polish army is doing a march today. But get out of the way, guys. Okay, this is to commemorate those people who were killed in a plane crash 13 years ago. At first I thought it was the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, but then I was wrong. It's like, that's the current Polish coat of arms. Square. Got a crucifix right there in the middle of the square. That's the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It also commemorates some of the many battles the Polish army had fought. I mean, look, Tobruk, that's where my great uncle fought in World War II. Oh God, because you gotta remember, like, the Polish army weren't just in Europe. They fought in Africa, they might have fought in Asia, they fought in Iran, and they also fought in Europe. And there's a famous, this USB thing pops out all the time, excuse me. There's a famous bear that the Polish army adopted when they were in Iran, and they called it Wojciech. And so in the Battle of Monte Cassino, the bear was brought with them, and then the bear noticed a man who was carrying crates of ammunition. So Wojciech the bear imitated what the man was doing. He carried crates to the field marshals when they were fighting in Monte Cassino. And the interesting factor was the Polish army were the first European power to get to Monte Cassino before anybody else. So at the end of World War II, Wojciech the bear was sent to live at Edinburgh Zoo, where he lived the rest of his life. It's quite interesting. It's a Syrian brown bear, born in Iran, goes to Egypt with the Polish army, then ends up in Monte Cassino fighting for the Polish forces.